Oh, look at that. I'm live. Cheers, everybody. Happy summer to you all. I'm going to hang out here on the deck for a moment and see if I'm able to flip my camera around and show everybody the outdoor garden space and promote the Rosemarys Oasis channel, where we're going to do a little more in-depth permaculture tours. Today we'll go through and just kind of bop around and just browse and get into really details on what some of the botanicals are and why we use them on the Rosemary's Oasis channel. So I'm gonna promote that channel, and that's Rosemary's Oasis, and it's here on YouTube. Put it down in the description. Otherwise, that's kind of my view here, sitting on my deck, just hanging out. Got the tool bag out. Gonna start doing some stuff. There's not many clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful day. Good temps. Get up and go. See what's growing on out here. Oh, the garden. We got some. What's that little puffball back there? Lots of puffballs. We'll see what's growing on over there. We'll go in the greenhouse here. And appreciate you tuning in. If you're tuning in, like, share, and get more people tuning in. And maybe we'll get a conversation going in chat. Does anybody have any questions? And I'll probably be happy to see them in chat. I got some plants in here. They've been out here since April. These ones specifically. Got some GMO. You can see the clone leaves still on them down here. And that one's cut from clone. They've been doing good in here. They're out here with the ginger. Got some peppers. All kinds of stuff out here. This greenhouse is unheated. It's not cooled. The open screen doors. It's kind of like a Dutch door system going on. And then a roll-up plastic. And it magnets closed. So in the wintertime, we keep them closed up. We have this ventilation up top here with the windows open up. And it kind of just pulls the air up and out. It works nicely. When the windows are closed up, there is, let's see if you can see it, all the way down there in the batten and boards, deep down in the cracks. Air can come through there, and air can come in. It's not very well sealed up, so we get spiders, we get little bugs in here. Dog puts his paws through the screen, that type of stuff. But yeah, you can see how it's just plastic rolled up. Then a little piece of metal there at the magnets clipped to. Believe it or not, storms, it holds up pretty well. These actuators up here with the windows, they open and close mechanically. So if it is hot out, there's something inside there. I think it's like a wax, something that will, or oil that will expand. You know what? I think, oh, my orientation's locked. I think I'm gonna have terrible orientation. Let me do this, guys. I go like this. I think this might be a better view. Got some stuff out here that really needs to be up potted. They're gonna go on the ground. Not gonna up pot much. Need to get into the ground. We've got this volunteer valerian right here. Come out. We have guilds. This would be a guild tree. Let's see here. Trying to read chat for a second. I see some people in chat. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Our Granddaddy Purple right front here. Male going in the garden this year. So this is blue steel. You can see it's already flowering. I've been cutting it back, trying to keep it from flowering too fast. Blue steel is OG blueberry cut, and the cube. So exotic genetics. And you can see it. Well, we gotta do something about all these flowers that are opening up here. Might have to late for it, but got a lot of perennials here. Growing, these are all in pots. Spinach is bolted. It's got to come out. We just harvested. And we've got another Granddaddy Purple right here. Little guild around the Granddaddy Purple. The dill is a volunteer. We've got petunias. These are wild petunias. And there's supposed to be a hallucinogenic petunia that it's kind of like nutmeg. You don't really want to teeter the lines of, it's kind of like teetering the lines of death, teetering the lines of psychoactivity. So, you know, it's more of a just a visual aesthetic, but it does add nice IPM. We have garlic flowers. Really, I don't know if you saw the bee. Oh, there it is. Honeybees. And these honeybees are just protecting these plants out here. And so that's our pest management. We have a worker force. We have a volunteer tomato plant kind of let go. And shout out our friend Hunter for the Mexican sunflower. A couple more garlic we let go to seed, and these were garlic scapes. There we go. This is about 4.5 feet tall. It's really tall. Those are just a little border of garlic. Little strawberry bed. There are potatoes out here. I'll come back this way. Blueberries. And here's another blue steel. There's a female blue steel. And a DJ Short blueberry. There's some more volunteer dill. There's volunteer dill. We've got thistles and all kinds of stuff here going to flower. They all need to come out. Our tomato hedge. These are all indeterminates. A lot of tomatoes already going on here. Look at all these. I don't know if you can see that gilding shimmer on the trichomes there. It's very pretty. You can see the co-planting going on. Let's see, these are all from seed. Our organic seeds. We have marigolds and basil. And then lots of volunteers. The valerian there is a volunteer. All of the strawberry, believe it or not, we had 6 strawberries. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That started this entire patch a couple years ago. We're actually going to mow all this down. I'd like to grow something else here. We've got our more perennials, a hedge perennials. These would be hedgerows for pollinators. These would help bring in our beneficials. We have peas on the other side of this hedgerow here and in this garden. This will be planting out next, this space. We've got the chickens in here working. You see there, they get access to this space. We're actually going to close this area off. They'll keep that access. They don't really like the mint, so that's nice and cool for them to hang out. And we can use it for compost. And we'll take all this out of here and plant. Let's see, let's go this way. Let's see here. We've got let's see, top shelf, a little yellows. Yeah, if you mean the plants are yellow, the ones in the pots, they all need to be up potted. Those were all from indoor and hydroponics, so I've been letting them kind of get rid of the new chemical nutrients before putting them in the ground out here. This is all organic systems, and we don't really put a lot of hydro stuff out here. The peas, you can see these plants over here have been out here for about a week now. They're looking a little bit better. This one's planted in here. This is a pheno hunt. We've got the dub bub. This here's Puro Loco. So these are all archive seeds for these ones here. A lot of this ground cover radishes, sorrel. There's some thistles. This radish here is a nice tall radish. Sunflower. A lot of strawberries. Strawberries going crazy. Oh, yellows over the greenhouse. Yes, the it's great to have. I did that and it took about a month, honestly, of time. It was one of those things I prioritized right at the tail end of winter, and kind of sped through it. So there's still some work that needs to be done with it, but you can see the cover crop back here looks unmanaged, and it kind of is. There's broccoli. You can see we've already started to harvest some of the broccoli. Oh, here's a broccoli head we need to get. Tiny little broccolinis, but we're surrounded with dill just everywhere. So this is all going to turn to biomass. We're going to harvest what we can out of here. There's, again, a lot of sorrel. This is like a yellow clover. So there's some nitrogen fixing going on. There's also the sorrel, which it actually is kind of citrusy, and I don't mind for salad greens. We've got beans taking over. These are all, most of the stuff in here is usable, which is why it's here. The burdock, we use all of the burdock for biomass, so we kind of let them grow a little. We don't really let them flower. Same with the thistle. It smells like cilantro in here like crazy. This is all cilantro. See the pollinators there going on it, and it's creating coriander for us. And again, here's our hedgerow of peas with our hedgerow of perennials. So it kind of, you can see the horizon layer here, and they kind of match, so they kind of work well next to it. This area here gets a little invasive. We've got mint, not a chocolate mint, but you get down to it, you don't see any bugs, you don't see any holes, you don't see much pathogens. It's very healthy. Like the thistles, they bring in a lot of pollinators. Right about this time, they're flowering. We'll start to pull these out of here. And they have a very deep taproot. And in theory, that taproot's pulling good minerals up into this biomass. And we're composting that, chopping everything up with a machete. This area all needs to be cleaned up. These are pea towers, and you can see all the peas already coming in. And we've got plenty more from last summer. All these peas here, they can all still get planted. Those are all still good from last year. You don't need to rebuy anything. All from last year. So these rows here, you got a row here. It's not, man, these are mostly thistles right now. They need to come out. Yeah, this is, I'd say, mostly weeds. A lot of this is mostly weeds in between. You got this Death Star here that, for whatever reason, Death Star has just not been working out in our garden outdoor like the last 3 years. So I'm gonna try something different. Lots of radish, more radish flowers. And then this daisy, it just kind of took over the pathway here. But I want it to flower. I want to use the botanicals for right now, and then we'll move it. Yeah, some of these guys are acclimating well, some of them not so much. I had a heat wave. This area I don't really water either. It's more of a dry farming area. Get rid of some of those, and it looks a lot better. There we go. Let's see, this is golden goat. So some's got definitely some higher nutrient requirements, one of those sativas. Let's see here, same with this guy. Look at this one. This one's a little yellow. This is tagless. I'll have to figure out which one that is. Let's see, this is another golden goat. I like this leaf structure in the golden goat. Very interesting. You can see it's starting to grow out of whatever deficiencies it was having when it was under potted. Eventually they just need to get up potted, and they need to start expanding their shoes. And all this old growth down here is, you can see it growing out of it. It's getting nice and green and crisp, and even though we got a little bare soil down here, the chickens have access. They got in here one day, and they destroyed some stuff, and they kicked around some tags, but not sure what this is. Here we go. Let's be on the lookout for something. We've got something that's liking to eat leaves right now. Plant still looks good, but I'm gonna figure out what that is. I'm not gonna spray it. We've got a nice petunia right here. What we need to do is, just keep the biodiversity going. These guys need to open up. We need to plant more plants. I think that's what we need to do. Oh, here's another one. So this area, the idea will fill out. This will actually be a market garden setup. So carrots, lettuce is the plan throughout the season. Cannabis takes over as the annual in the summer. So the cannabis gets, 4 months out of the summer. And the rest of the season is all cover crop, and the chickens get it in the wintertime. So I hope my hand hasn't been covering the speaker too much. That's pretty much what's going on back here. A lot of the plants need some manicuring. Haven't been doing too much. Haven't been paying very much attention to these plants back here, just because this area gets pretty well established. More or less thrives on neglect, I like to say. You can see where it's coming out of. It just got planted a couple weeks ago, so you can see where it's coming out. All this new growth. So give it a couple more weeks, and I'll do another check back in with this stuff here, and see how that's going. We're still planting. There's another bean. Beans are volunteers everywhere. I didn't plant any of this stuff. This is sorrel. Looks like clover. The way Becca likes to describe it, has a heart-shaped petal. See that? Heart-shaped petal. So it's not clover. It does not fix nitrogen like clover. But it is kind of citrusy, and it is tasty, and it is a green that you can eat, and it will nourish you. Now look at this, right next to it is golden clover. See, clover has a completely different flower. Clover has these little dome flowers. You think of white clover and red clover, crimson clover. This is sorrel. Back to sorrel and a dirty thumb. But you can see it has these little pods. See the little pods on sorrel. And shout out to Spartan Grown. He actually first told me to try tasting one of those, and those actually have a really nice, kind of tastes like a lime. They have like a liming flavor to them. So, oh, here we go. A little too late with this dandelion thistle looking thing here. This is about the point I want to avoid. You see, this is more of a dandelion. And I believe that the dandelion and the thistle is in the same family. This is crossover. You can see it's like a thistle, but the flower is like a dandelion. So, oh, look at this. Let's see here. Yeah, so this area is totally overgrown. So this is the next little spot I need to clean up. So for biomass, go see the compost real quick, because that's main fertility. This whole area here is all valerian. Look at all this. I mean, assuming we don't touch all this, it might just do this next year. So we've been up potting a lot of this, just kind of in our pathway. Oregano, carrots, more daisies. Daisies everywhere. And our blackberry wall back here. It's our flowering. They're coming in. Yeah. The little area over here is cleaned up a little bit. We got some cucumbers going in, some potatoes that volunteered. We did have potatoes here last year, but we did not have potatoes over here. So all these potato volunteers got here somehow. We got blackberry volunteers, all the stuff we're gonna move up pot. Mint. This is actually a 3-foot bed that's overtaken by the mint. This is a like a 3-foot wide pathway that's overtaken by the mint. So if you don't want mint to overtake your yard, don't plant it in the ground. We actually didn't plant this mint. This mint was all from the neighbor's yard. This was all grass. I used to mow this and it used to smell really good. Right up along the neighbor's fence, it would smell really good. As I built the garden, I kind of left the mint alone and let it creep in. We harvest it and we use it. It actually adds as a pest management barrier. It's part of our integrated pest management up back here. So this whole area here. Now this remains as a pollinator section of more like wildflowers. There's a Michigan lily, tiger lily. We've got some natives and non-natives. We've got our echinacea. It wilts daily. And we've got more echinacea back here, a lot of grasses. This is indoor root balls. So these are all gonna get scattered back here. This is actually all gonna get manicured relatively soon. I'm gonna lay some boxes down, cover that up, and that's how you no-till back here. All these beds up here, this was all grass, like our yard up there. So we just lay boxes down. We cover them with grass clippings, cardboard boxes. We lay cardboard down. This bed was originally dug up. I dug all the sod out. Broke my back. So this is all thistles and all kinds of, actually that big pile back there is all green manure. A lot of this, actually this is all green manure. We have brought in some of the chicken compostings over here. So we bring up the chicken compost and we'll show you their area. That bat compost portion had the chicken waste in it, which is pine shavings back there. You can see it in So what we'll do is a couple times a year, we'll clean out their area. And again, I'm going to shout out Rosemarys Oasis. Hey, welcome to our oasis. And we can get more in depth on what's going on with the coop, their little run, their area, their composting system, their food, their water. Does it smell? No, not really. They do a good job of the composting, and we use their compost. We let their compost first over there, and then after it composts over there for 6 months, we bring it over here and we mix it in with our green manure. And this area has been destroyed with mulberries, so we're going to use all this, but this is basically all of our composted material in our work. So a lot of work. Most of this is going to get up potted. A few of them are going to get called. We have a lot. This is our pheno hunt from the spring. A lot of it is indoor and being ran, and we're hunting. A few of them are getting put in pots, put out here. The rest are going to go on the ground back there. We'll see. It's tomato hedge, one of my favorite beds. We've got some quartz, and we got nice hardwood logs that line the slope to kind of give it a little terrace. And then these beds need to be worked out here. These will be squash or whatever ends up working its way in here. See, I like it when the stuff gets into the pathways because it gives you something nice to walk on. We got lettuce, volunteering, looking quite good actually. You can see the health of other slugs everywhere, and you see this one might have some damage, but the rest of the plant looks good. I'll eat these ones. Quite a few lettuce. This is in the pathway, so get those. Lavender, and right now it's pea season. Let's see if we can find some. I'm seeing pollinators bounce everywhere as I walk by. There's certainly flies. Oh, little bees. Oh, here we go, little bee right there. Everywhere. Little predatory wasps. In the peas earlier, there were some black and blue wasps. Serious suckers. Oh, this is the area to go. Look at all the bees. Oh wow, you just watch the thistles right now. I don't know if you can see it. I might have to zoom in a little bit on them. It's highly active. Those are all little bees. Let's see, they're doing a dust bath. So we're gonna water in all their waste. We're gonna put some zucchini back here. The sounds back here. Just do more listening and less talking. There's some bumbles. Every now and then you'll see them in there in the watering dish. Well, thank you, Alan. Welcome to chat. These petunias are blowing up. They were not that big last week. This is a lemon basil. It's very, very lemony, that's for sure. There's little tomatoes on the bone too. This Granddaddy Purple was a mother. That's why it's so big. It's been around for a little while. It's got a woody stalk. It came out here from our hydro system, and it has gotten used to it. We haven't put any fertilizer in here. There's nothing going on. Just a little handful of our compost pile over there. That's it. We keep the soil covered with grass clippings. We've got these other botanicals growing around it. There's no fertilizers keeping this green, well, aside from whatever it had, but it was quite going yellow, like these plants, when I put it in the ground. So you can see these plants are starting to fade. They don't have very much nutrition in their roots. So I'll get them in the ground and we'll change that. This one's in a pot. This is compost and Pro Mix. And grass clippings and some stems. And this one came out from a clone, from a small plant. What's nice is they won't get huge. Thank you, everybody in chat, for coming in. Oh, this might be starting to blush. Oh. Your little maple tree. I topped it this year. We'll start to watch it grow. And more petunias. Yeah, this area here, we gotta dig out, or clean out. We have a couple hibiscus in here that are going to start growing back. They start coming back around the end of June. So it's about that time. The thistles are flowering. So it's a controlled chaos, I'd like to say. We manage it as we go. Each bed, it's like a week ago, this bed looked pretty rough. We get through it. Lots of peas right now. And I'm snacking on this, and these peas are certainly supplementing my diet right now, that's for sure. I let them get a little more plump than this one. This is kind of perfect. You can see the pea inside just starting to pop. If they get a little too round, they get a little fibrous, which I don't mind. I actually like them round. I find they get sweeter as they are, like this one here. It's a little flat on the edge there. That one is not as sweet. I like to watch them get a little plump, like this one here. This is a good one. This is perfect. You can see the edge past the pea there. It's not flat. It's got a little. There we go. Like a little airfoil. It's not flat. comparatively this P edge. Now, good for sauteing these ones with the flat edge. I just don't think they're sweet. Anyway, lots of valerian this year. So this is a 30-inch bed, a 1-foot pathway, another 30-inch bed, and that gets covered by a 6-foot diameter. Here, you can see this diameter, 6 feet span, 30 inches, 12 inches, and 30 inches, 72 inches. I've used a 10-foot piece of EMT, which is an electrical conduit made out of like a galvanized, maybe a steel, and you bend it at a radius of 3 feet. You get a perfect, basically the 20-foot circumference gives you a 6-foot diameter. So it works out perfect and gives you a perfect arch. And most plastics come in 10-foot sections, just like your EMT. So that works out. And it makes a good caterpillar tunnel for the winter time. But right now we're not using it as that's more like us just being used as a trellis. But in the winter time we'll be able to cover back up with it. And that's about it, guys. Well, some of these are going to get gone through. Peppers, these are going in the ground. So they need to go in the ground. We got peppers on them. We got some bell peppers here that are just, they need the earth. It's too small. They need the earth. So all these are from seed. These are all organic seeds. And those will be going in place of the spinach up here. Here I am. I said I wasn't going to go into too much detail. I was going to promote Rosemary's Oasis, which I will do. And I'll really get into detail a little bit more. Probably more on the botanicals, a lot of the co-planting side of things. But I figure since I really don't have any content on this channel, why not make a live show? And, well, I guess now almost 40 minutes. Do some time and do this on a Monday afternoon. So really appreciate everybody who tunes in, follows along. Please like, subscribe, gets more viewership to the channel. You get more interaction on these lives. And maybe we have more stuff to discuss. Let's see here. Blessings and love to you all as well. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And grow yourself a small garden if you can. It's helpful. Cheers all.